Okay, let's use what you've learned, what I've taught you over the last few days, okay? This will really highlight need, budget, and personality fit in a situation here. So this comes from a group of like 16, 17,000 coaches. Most of them are dead broke, I have to say. It's sad. And they have no consistent sales process. In fact, I happened to get here first, but all the other responses were I, me, I would do this, I would do that. They did not give a damn about the prospect situation despite their bleeding heart type language. Oh, one of them even complained I called them a prospect. Prospective client or customer, it's a symbol. A word's a symbol. It has no meaning except that which you give it. It's ridiculous. If you want to walk around butthurt all the time because of noises, swearing, if you're offended by swearing, it's a noise. It's a noise. That's all. Are you offended by my noise? Okay, that's as ridiculous as being offended by the word prospect. So, and he's used it and I've used it in return here, and I'm totally fine with it. So the inquiry that has come to this life coach says, hello, my name is Sasha, and I am so new to this whole concept of life coaching. Does it really work? Well, I would like to give it a try. I would really like to give it a try, but my budget is approximately $600 and I can pay in 4 parts as our sessions progress. Would that work with you? While responding to the following questions, please mention the number of years of your experience. And I just realized I misread this. Very interesting. Very interesting. I misread this. Mention your experience here. Okay. The coach is asking for me or the responder's experience, and I thought that the prospect was asking for their number of years of experience. Would you take this prospect? Yes, no, why? What would you say to this prospect? How many sessions, number of hours would you offer? Would you let this prospect pass if her affordability is way lower than what you would normally charge? Okay. So what have we got here? We've got a scarcity mindset, low money tolerance coach here. We know this already. They don't get many inquiries and they have not got much experience, so they don't know how to deal with it. Obvious, right? If you are following my program, getting your identity straight and clear with yourself about who you are and what your value is, do you have any questions about this? No, you know what to do. So I happened to get here first, and these are the points that I made. First, and these are all about the prospect. The budget is too low relative to the size of the problem. Okay? I mentioned before, 5 to 10% of the size of the problem is the price that you can easily charge. You can charge more than that, but most people get real eager to buy when it's that kind of math, and they've come up with that size of the problem. Okay? Remember, you can't tell them it. You have to uncover it with them, help them find it. Let them say the number. So, is life coaching solving a $6,000 to $12,000 problem? The problem's way more valuable than that, isn't it? So, already we know the price is too low. Budget is too low relative to the size of the problem. 2, I know from experience collection will be an issue. A lot of people can't even do 2 payments for something that they value, especially when it's a coaching program and that. Like I said here, if it's a car or furniture or appliance that's on a payment plan, they can see that thing, it's a physical asset, somebody can come and take it away, and therefore they're afraid of that, and so they tend to pay those monthly payments more often. But why do you think going to errands or something like that where you can rent to own, you pay like 4 times the price of the thing because they want their money now to begin with. You've covered the price of the thing, okay? The rest is just interest, financing charges, really. And so you didn't have to come up with the big sum of money to begin with, but you are paying. You are paying. So most people can't do 4 months straight. That's just something that I know. And what I have done, and I'll give you this bit of advice, is if I have to, and I haven't done this in like 4 years. I think the last time I did a split payment on something was like 2016. So what I would do at the end, after several years of finding out that people didn't really even like to complete it, $9 payments, like screw them, it's stupid. You can't even afford that. What were you doing in the first place? It was like a home shopping channel, right? You're financing a $24 sale in 4 payments of $6.23 or something. Like, give me it. You should not be buying, you know what I mean, in that situation. Anyway, this is the thing that people do, though. You see? So I'm trying to warn you here. You're a salesperson. If you're a business owner or a founder or a salesperson, frontline salesperson, you're all salespeople. I'm a salesperson. You got to go out there into the world and mix it up with people who are like this, right? They're ascribing meaning to symbols that you don't and have no knowledge of, and nor, I mean, it's stupid, you know? You say a word and they get offended. Well, there's no way you could have known that in advance, right? All you can do is try and patch it up or something. You're going to go out and run into this stuff and this money thing here, okay? So I would set it up so that the first payment would give me an amount of money that I was happy with in exchange for the thing. And if I never received another dollar, I was okay with it, okay? And that happened a fair amount, I got to say, because people suck. These sometimes low ticket buyers suck. There, that's clarity, okay? Low money tolerance buyers suck. And if you're going to say, well, Jason, is a dollar's a dollar, sale's a sale? No, all sales are not created equal. The higher the budget, think about what happened with a higher budget. People acknowledged that prospect acknowledged there was a bigger problem here than other prospects who might have had a similar problem, right? Who may have acknowledged that they had some need. Now, if somebody pays you more, what can you do for them? You can do more. If I'm doing a consultation thing and I got to come up with like a brand strategy or a hook or something like that, it's really good. And the guy's paid me $2,000. Like, look, I'll give it a couple hours of my time, you know, and it'll be all right. But if he pays me $5,000, well, I can go and hire one or two other experts who maybe, there's a guy in New Zealand who I hire fairly frequently, a few times a year at least, to help me with this stuff. And he is well worth it. And I can afford to go do that because the budget was bigger and I got paid more. I recently put on those Make Space Boring virtual conferences, right? And they were okay, but I was forced to drop the price down to a lower money tolerance level because I acquiesced to one of the speakers in the first thing. And that set the tone. And that made me, I still hired people to help me and bought services and that kind of thing, you know, and it cost me, I made $9 an hour during those things, you know. It was not worth it from the money perspective because of that, right? But if I had charged more, so I started out $10 at the early bird ticket and went up to $25, okay? Not many people paid $20, $25. Well, I paid $15 though, because I graded it up as we got closer. And if I had charged more, I could have done more. I could have bought in more bells and whistles and made it an even better experience. And it was a good experience already because I had a paid moderator who was really good and paid Zoom webinar functionality, which is like $55 a month just for that. And again, these things add up. They don't sound like much, but go out there and go on some webinars on Zoom these days, and they will not have paid for the pro features. And it shows. It shows in the delivery. So bigger budget means I can do more for you. Simple. Start thinking like that. Not, I'm keeping the money or I'm rich and miserly or something like that. Okay? The prospect has no idea of the size of the problem here. The investment has no relation to anything, right? $600. How did they come up with 4 times $150? Now, I know how they came up with it, but I'm asking a question in here. I was hoping for responses. I just got the nice guy saying, you know, hey, this is good wisdom here. But, like, where did they come up with it? It's the same as a car payment. What are you comfortable with? This person was comfortable paying $150 a month on some sort of thing. That's dumb. That's leaving money on the table for you. Okay? You need to start thinking a little bit selfishly here. A little. Okay? I'm not saying become miserly. Look what I just said. If they pay you more, you can do more. You can put on a better show. You can get them a better result, right? You can bring in more features and benefits for the solution. They don't care about that yet, but you can. Okay. Prospect has no idea why they want life coaching other than to, quote unquote, give it a try. You heard me talk about the danger of the 2 sales, right? What's this? This is sale number 1. Why should I do this at all? This person doesn't sound convinced to me I need life coaching. That first sale has not been made. Therefore, what are we doing on the second level of, wait, what? Why do you want me as the coach, your coach? Which goes into that next point here. Prospect has no idea who you are, nor any reason why they would choose to work with you. Second sale of the danger of the 2 sales. Why you? I wouldn't even talk to this person. I would send them back to a warm-up sequence, some sort of content. I would spend about 2 minutes on it and be gone. you know. And thanks for reaching out. I really do appreciate it. It's better than a kick in the head, you know. But other than that, this ain't much. This is, they Googled, they found your name on a list of results, and they've spat out this same thing to 40 people or 6 people or whatever. You are not getting the sale here, okay, under these circumstances. This person will probably not buy anything. Remember, duplicate the idea in their head, get them to take action, right? They are induced to take action, make a sale, buy, make a decision, okay? And here's my mistake. Prospect does not know any other measure of coach quality other than the number of years in the field. I mean, that's a good point, but that's apparently, now that I read it again, not what he was saying. He was saying, you tell me, Jason, your years of experience. So, and then I responded, well, what do you think? Because I want to hear it. But, of course, all I got was a like from the guy and no actual response. So, meh. But, and what this is saying, we can extend it to this fellow here who asked the question, that he does not have any other measure of my coaching quality other than the number of years in the field. He doesn't even know what he can get. And when I say people lack discernment, this is an example of what I'm talking about. The guy has no idea how to measure quality in this situation. Okay? And that's what you're going to run into out there. So, this is a mess. So, what could we do to turn this around, right? What could we do we could meet with this person and say, hey, I want to talk to you, but I don't think that you're ever going to get more money out of them. I think that's going to be very difficult because they've got that comfort zone and they've set it with themselves. Click. It's dialed in, right, in their brain, $150 a month. So if you come in and go, I want $1,000 a month or $2,000 or $6,000, whoa, that's too much. Relative to what? Relative to the gauges that they already set. What does that look like? Money tolerance, doesn't it? Upper and lower limit, right? Following me here? That person already has a money tolerance because everybody does, you and me included. It's already set before you got there. And to bump them out of it, you're going to have to do a lot. So when we're doing qualifying and I look at that, I'm not going to do a whole lot for that person because moving that money tolerance is going to be so difficult. Is it possible that I could do it? Yeah. But it would take me quite a while talking to them. It would take an intense one-on-one session. I guess if you're a coach in this group and you got nothing going on, okay, I guess spend the time. Probably good for you. But for a person with a real business who's got stuff to do, this is a waste of time. Okay? Now, we can take this to what you've learned, though, and like you'll already have gotten the example here of how to screen, right? Need, budget, personality, fit. This is what it looks like, right? I'm not going to waste a lot of time on this person. If I wanted to, I would realize that I need to move their money tolerance, right? I need to help them move their own money tolerance. We have to figure out the size of the problem. They must give a number about the size of the problem, okay? We need to clean up this collection issue. I was a credit manager for 4 years for a national electrical wholesaler in Canada, collecting $2 million a month in receivables from all kinds of contractors, and a big account would be $60,000 a month. A small one would be $5,000, okay? So it was a lot of accounts. I got a lot of experience talking to people about this very touchy subject of money and making them put my check on top so that I would get paid first. And other people would not. This is something that you need to understand about the real world and business, okay? And it's just like going for a job. There ain't more than that one job. Either you get it or you don't. And it's harsh. It's harsh. I don't feel great about it, but I can't split that job 50-50 with you. That company's not going to allow it. So I'm going to wipe the floor with you. I have no choice. If I want that job, it's mine. It is not yours. 100% not yours. 100% mine. Too bad. Okay? That is the underlying thing here sometimes that we need to acknowledge. Is it pretty? No. But do you want a successful business or not? This is what I have to ask you, because a successful business requires you to send people like this packing. Send them to a warm-up sequence. Send them to something where you do not have to put a lot of your time and intensity and energy into convincing them about anything. Because that's a losing battle, my friend. Okay? You paid for this course. I'm in your corner. I got this crazy guy in my corner. He says a lot of things. Goes off on rants. Well, real important here, though. I mean, you pay for it. I'm giving you the straight goods here. This is what it is. They need to have a reason why they would do this. Remember, danger of the two sales, right? Why would you want life coaching? Whatever it is that you offer, okay? Why do you want a wedding photographer? First question, why wouldn't you do it yourselves? Why wouldn't you get your friend to do it? Jason, oh my gosh, then they might do it. No, some will. Let them. Those people would have never been your customer in the first place. Those who would go, oh my gosh, I would never let my friend do it. They're incompetent and clumsy, and I want real good professional photos here with the lighting and the framing, and I know what good photography. Okay. Here's a person, depending on money tolerance still, but more inclined, ready to pay a higher rate for your services. Prospect doesn't have any coaching certainty, right? Certainty. Will this work for me? Will this work for me? I hate that. I hate it. Make the decision up yourself. Don't go around asking, wheedling other people. Will this work for me? No, it won't, because you're a whiner and you're asking other people whether it will work for you. Success comes from inside, comes from you. The constant outpouring of energy into being who you want to be. Second danger of the two sales, that sale. Why you? Why me? Why would you hire me? If the person has no idea, you got to clean that up. Back to the warm-up sequence. That's something like I've recorded here. I'm doing this once, putting a lot of energy into it, and it will go out again and again and again and again and again, and I'll reach a lot of people who I personally don't have one-on-one time to do this with. But I'm putting the energy in it like it's a one-on-one thing. I'm certainly not bored here, right? I'm excited for you. This is a really great example of bad, right? And what not to do. And then how do we turn this around so that we can get something good going here, right? And that measure of coach quality. This is where an education sequence can really come in handy. As a copywriter, and I've been a copywriter for over 20 years, I've been interviewed by the president of Dan Kennedy's company, Glazer Kennedy, Nick Louise. And it's episode number 24 on the gkic.com site. Okay, you go to that podcast. It's all about money tolerance. Wonderful accompaniment to everything that I've said here. And I recorded that years ago now. So, just to prove that I've been doing this for a long time. It's not just some brainwave that I have. But I have made a lot of money with myself and my clients based on that education sequence showing that prospect who's watching what to value, what the measures are of quality, of success, of goodness here, and then going, okay, but nobody else has that. We have it over here. You can read on salestactics.org. It's right up on the highlighted pin posts, about $600,000 in a week. And that's by no means a tremendous sum of money, but it's unbelievable for a lot of people. A lot of people don't believe that number because it's outside of their money tolerance. It's not that hard. But we had a great traffic source. It was warmed up already. I warmed them up some more and said, look, this is what you need, for stock trading. Oh, it's automated over here. You can get it for $2,000. Well, what do you think people did? Now that they were all excited about getting this thing and they knew they needed it, some of them were programmers. They could have done this thing themselves, but it was too much of a pain in the ass. It was a lot easier to just buy the software for $2,000 and be done with it. I've made a lot of money helping people do that. Warm them up with this. They need it. Okay. And it's available over here. Can you see the danger of the two sales being used properly here? Give them measures. So these are things that you need to be doing. Okay, this is a lot more than a sales training program, isn't it? Right? This is all the stuff that I wish I'd known and I'm trying to share. And I want you to come back and watch this stuff again and again and again. I appreciate you sticking with me through this. Sometimes I get ranty because I care and I'm involved. And I want you to succeed. This has not been a half-assed series of a couple of, well, here's a little thing Here's a tip and a trick. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in giving you, opening a new window for you onto a vista of what sales could be like, what your business could be like. If you're not excited about this, then you might as well unsubscribe, because this ain't for you. But if you are excited by what you're hearing and you get it and it makes sense for you, then maybe it's time for you to have a look at Sales on Fire. And this isn't a pitch. I'm really not doing a pitch in here. The pitch is the content, okay? If you like this, what I have shared here is the tip of the iceberg. It's the tip of the iceberg, okay? And you can go and get that program and get as fired up as I am, because it's so cool. When you are clear with yourself, you know your identity, you know your money tolerance, you know your values, and you're going out there in the world, what could stop you? Other people recognize it, and especially people who share those values, right? And have that clear sense of identity. A lot of them have accidentally arrived at that level, but it's fun. I mean, the kind of people that you start surrounding yourself with are probably completely different than who you've got surrounding yourself today. And so the outcome and the results are so much better. Remember what you've learned: need, budget, personality fit, use it. When you go into a sales conversation, whether it's in person or on the phone, Zoom call, write it down on a pad: need, budget, personality fit. And start using these points. Take these points and turn them into questions. Reverse them into questions, okay? Figure out their budget with them. Is it too low relative to the size of the problem? Well, how big is it, right? Am I going to have a collection issue here? I like getting paid upfront in advance 100%, and therefore money's off the table. I can relax, you can relax, we're just going to get to work. Figuring it out. Getting them to arrive at, for themselves, a reason why they want what you've got to offer. That sounds like need, huh? Rather than just giving it a try, or, I don't know, I heard about this thing. You'll see it, you'll run into it. And then the prospect, like, hey, I know you, right? I know you, I want to work with you. Good. I was at a thing for Damon John a couple years ago. He had a troop of people come to town and sell his coaching program. And they got about 300 people packed into a business conference center in downtown Wilmington. It was all over the place, but they converted a good 20% of the room on a $2,000 program, where people had to go to Fayetteville, which is like an hour and a half away, for training later on. Right? So they didn't even get anything today. And they were not working with Damon John from Shark Tank. They were working with his team, and they covered that. So you can do a lot with that recognition there of why should I work with you. That's been a lot. I've enjoyed this. I'll talk to you soon.